Inspector Leon from the Assassin Club, Lucian from the Citation movie, and for Indians, he's Ibrahim Khadiri from the Aadujeevitham movie or the God Life. Jimmy Louis, welcome to India Today SoSouth. Such a pleasure to have you with us.
It is my pleasure to be with you in India.
Yeah. So happy Holi. We Indians are celebrating Holi. Happy Holi.
Yes, thank you very much. Yeah, I hear that.
Sorry?
I'm gonna step outside, to be part of the celebration as well.
Wow. So is the first time you're gonna celebrate Holi? Yeah.
Yes. Well, I guess in India, yes.
Nice. So anyway, Jimmy, let me begin with the most cliched interview question that has been ever asked. What made you say yes to this movie, and how did this happen to you?
Well, funny enough, I'm almost missed out. I almost missed out because I kept receiving emails regarding this movie. Okay. And keep in mind that I don't know what the movie is about. I don't know who's attached to that movie. And those emails were coming from India. So I'm like, So weeks went by, and then they kept coming. So at one point, I'm like, okay, let's open it because that looks actually pretty decent. So I opened it up, and then I got more information about the movie. And then more information in the script, and then I realized who was behind the movie, the director, the actor, and it was based on a true story. I was like, okay, that sounds interesting. And that's when I really started to speak with them. So from what I understand, it's Raj himself who actually, via another friend of his, contacted me for this role.
So it was just a mail from the movie side, like the crew team, saying this is the thing. And did that mention the character, what role you're going to play? Or
Yeah, they did mention the character that I was playing, and I guess because they've seen me on Heroes, the TV show Heroes.
Yeah.
And on Heroes, I play a character that's very strong, physically, very commanding, but at the same time, very protecting kind of character. So they said, based on the quality that they saw from that role that I played on that hit TV show Heroes, that I would be perfect to play Ibrahim Khadiri. And then they started to explain who Khadiri was. I was like, oh yes, indeed, I would love to play that character. And on top of that, they said that we're going to shoot in Timimoun in the Sahara Desert in Algeria and in Jordan. Both places are extremely appealing to me. I'm talking about like amazing places on earth that anyone, if given that chance, should jump at.
Right. And I'm pretty sure that you might not have gone through the God Life book before, them pitching, coming with this pitch. And
no, unfortunately, no.
Yeah. So did you try reading that book or before, doing your part?
I've asked a lot of questions. I didn't have the English version of the book, so I couldn't read it. But I've asked many questions, and I've got all the right answers to prepare me anyway in my character. You have to understand that to play the character that I play, I don't need to know the entire story. Really, I really need to understand. Yeah, I really need to understand what I'm about to play, and I think I understood it pretty well. After several discussions with our director Blessy, and we had some other people helping out, when it came to communication, and yeah, so I was very fine with the explanation they gave me, and I understood the character very well.
Nice. And also, Jimmy, you stepped into the Indian film fraternity with this movie called Aadujeevitham or The God Life, which is directed by Blessy, and it's a Malayalam movie, and which is an industry known for doing creative films on a budget. How was that experience?
As far as the shooting process of it, it was, listen, there are differences, when you shoot movies in Hollywood or in Europe or in South America or in Africa, which is what I do. I pretty much shoot all over the world because, I do speak several languages, and that allows me to cover pretty much most of the world. It's funny because one of the media guys from where was it? I think it was from Bangalore.
Bangalore.
Yeah, he told me that I was a pan actor. I said, what? Yeah, you're a pan actor. And it took me a second to understand what he was trying to say. It's just because with that new word, pan-Indian, like that means you walk everywhere in the world. I'm like, oh
Right.
yes, okay, yes, I am a pan actor. Uh, but uh, but how was it? I mean, the big differences are, first of all, we shot pretty much every day nonstop, nonstop, no break. And this is not something that we do in Hollywood. You have at least 2 days off. And over there, it was like every single day they were shooting.
Indians are
I couldn't
hardworking people
understand.
for a reason, Jimmy.
Yeah, I mean, listen. At the same time, I think it's something cultural, and I get it. You live in a place where you have like 1.4 billion people. You have people at your disposal, and you use them, and it's okay. Where I come from, it's a little bit different. And also, the amount of people you have on set, it's like sometimes we have like 3 or 4 people for the job of one person.
Oh.
Yeah, and I thought it was pretty weird as well. But then again, for the same reasons, when you have a country so populated, you have access to manpower, so you make use of that, and it makes sense, and it works for the culture as well. So I mean, those were the big differences. Otherwise, I mean, the equipments were great. We have great technicians, great director, great actors. So there was no real difference, because at the end of the day, regardless on where you're shooting and what you're shooting, your end goal is to deliver the best possible project to the audience. And I think that's what we did with The Goat Live, because our director, Blessy, had a clear vision, made crystal clear vision on what he wanted. And he was extremely patient to be sure that he got exactly what he wanted. It took him 16 years.
Yeah.
16 years, but he's fully happy with what he's got now. So, we were under the leadership of a man that is a visionary. He does things that nobody else can even think about, and I had complete trust in him, because I guess when you meet Blessy, you meet Blessy the director, but you also meet Blessy the man, Blessy the uh, he's very spiritual. There's an inner strength
Yeah.
in Blessy. So he can lead me anywhere, and I'll trust him.
I understand. And he's a man who made like a documentary which is 48-hour long called about Chrysostom father, and which is one of
Yes,
the
I hear
longest
about that.
documentaries. Yeah. Oh, that's something
Yeah.
brilliant. Like, so for me personally, Blessy is something, a man who makes everything impossible possible. So
Yes,
that's where
indeed.
I'm
You can say
eagerly
that.
looking forward to, Aadujeevitham. See, there are so many reasons for a Malayali to eagerly wait to watch this movie. But for me,
Yeah.
yeah, it's the book that's written by Benyaman, a marvelous book, a book
Mm.
of all time. And then Blessy, a man who makes everything impossible possible. Then we have Prithviraj, such a stunning actor, director,
Hmm.
singer, voice actor, what he is not. And then we
Yeah.
have, so it's like for me personally, there are like n number of reasons to watch this
And,
movie.
and we have
I hope
A.R.
it's the same with
Rahman.
you as well. Yeah, 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 yeah. So the reasons to watch this movie, the list goes on. So and I hope it's the same with you as you as well, because you being the part of the movie as well, and
Yeah.
it'll be a completely different thing for you personally.
If
Yeah,
it's something different for me,
yeah.
well, listen, the number one thing is, I've always heard about Indian cinema, you know, and
Oh.
and uh, and I've always wanted to sort of make some kind of connection with the Indian cinema, because from over there you hear about Bollywood. And by the way, I'm sorry to say it. I'm sorry to say it, but understand that outside of India, all movies fall under Bollywood.
Bollywood.
It's
It's
only when
gonna
I come
change.
here, yeah, it's gonna. I think it's changing. People are slowly realizing that South Indian movie is completely different to Bollywood
Right.
movie, and even
Right.
within the South India, you have different kind of movies. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's gonna take people a minute to understand it, but I think they will, because Indian cinema is just going out like crazy. You have like huge hits coming from India now, in America.
Yeah,
And this is something that even the industry in America, they don't really comprehend how those movies are getting that successful. And, because they make money slowly, I'm pretty sure a lot of people will be more and more interested in what's going on there and how. So yeah, I always wanted to sort of maybe connect with the Indian cinema, and to be able to connect with the Indian cinema via the Go to Live is great, because now I'll be introduced to the audience, and potentially and hopefully I'll be able to do more movies, with you guys.
Happy to hear that.
Yes.
And again, Jimmy, like you have done many American television series and movies, but when it comes to Indian movie, what
Yeah.
is like there might be some difference when it comes to acting meter, right?
Yeah.
So how easy was for you to play out your role? Was it easier, or how was that?
I mean, each character that I portray has a level of complication or challenge, has
Yeah.
challenges. This one had a few challenges. One of them was the fact that I was speaking a different language that I don't know, that I don't master. I speak Arabic, so I had to learn all my lines in Arabic. So it's a language that I don't understand. I don't read. I don't, So that was very difficult. Second of all, we shot in the desert, in the Sahara desert, and it can be very hot, can be very windy. It's not extremely convenient, So those were challenges. As far as the fact that it is a survival story, I think it's something that I can relate to based on my own story. I'm someone who was born in a place where there was no electricity, no cleaning water, and moved to Paris, and then lived in many countries, including Spain, Italy,
Right.
the UK, and South Africa. So I've always had to overcome situations. The same way I was homeless in Paris, I found ways to overcome that. And then and each time there is a problem that's bigger than the one before, and so I could understand the kind of movies that we were trying to tell, even though my story wasn't as deep and as
Connecting.
I mean, yeah, because I mean, Najeeb's life story is one of those stories that it's just phenomenal, for him to be able to get out of that situation, So yeah, so I can understand that. And I mean, there are other things that I don't really display to the audience that are very dear to me, because one of the reasons why I didn't answer the first emails is because I didn't want to leave America at that time, because I had somebody at the hospital, and I had to be close to that person. And I went to do the movie, and the minute I finished the movie, I went straight to the hospital. But that's more of a personal issue that was very, very difficult, maybe as difficult as Najeeb's journey.
Great. And again, my next question was that really, Jimmy, because you are from Haiti.
Yeah.
Currently, which is the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere now, and also known for slavery. And how could you relate this?
I wouldn't say it like that. I would say it's the most exploited country in the Western Hemisphere, because Haiti is not poor. Haiti is exploited. It's the same for Africa. Most of the African continent is not a poor continent. It's the most exploited continent. So, but you can continue. I just wanted to
I understand.
clarify
Because again,
that.
whatever we see, it's all about the death, the kill, the murder that happened. Even in 2022, even the Haitian Revolution is something that we all know about what happened in that time and everything. So, could you connect all these incidents with the God life?
If I connected all these incidents with...
No, I'm asking if you could connect the Haitian, the pattern, the Haitian are basically known for their slavery or being exploited, as you mentioned just now. Could you connect some of the incidents with the Godlife or the Najeeb's character somewhere?
Yeah, of course I can. I mean, as I said, a little bit of my own story is a little bit of Najib's story. It's people getting out of their own country in the search of a better life. That is something that I can definitely relate to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
And
got
uh, and a lot of the struggle that he had to go through. So yes, based on that, yeah, I can connect it with the migration kind of situation. We all migrating to a different place because we are in a search of a better life. And this is what most Haitians are doing these days. Most Haitians are getting out of Haiti because it's unbearable right now. They made it unbearable, even though I always like to clarify, Haiti used to be one of the richest countries in the world. You know, Haiti was the first Black republic to fight and win their independence
yeah,
against Napoleon Bonaparte in
right.
1804. Because of Haiti, all the South America became liberated. Because of Haiti, a third of America became America. That's when they had the purchase of Louisiana. So, Haiti has done wonder to the world, but the
True.
history books wouldn't put that because I think there might be a bigger agenda when it comes to Haiti, to be honest with you. So yes, I can definitely draw some kind of parallel between Najib's story and the struggle of some of the Haitians, including me.
I understand. Yeah. So again, so I think you have a very sweet Indian connection since 1996. Do you like to recollect that?
Yes, indeed. Yes. 1996, that was my first time in India. But keep in mind that I was like a young man. I was traveling with like 12 beautiful girls doing a
I know,
fashion
I
show in Mumbai and in New Delhi. So we
know.
came here just to do a fashion show because I used to model. And
The ram walk you
it
did,
was, huh?
the ram walk you did with that most beautiful woman.
I know, and then one of them was your dear, the most beautiful woman of the time. She still might be, because she's absolutely. Uh, I mean, she's stunning. I think but you're gonna have to help me say her name because I don't want to butcher her name.
Yeah, it's
Please.
Aishwarya Rai Bachchan.
Exactly. So I remember the first time personally I saw her, I was like, oh wow, she was just stunning, very elegant, very classy as well.
Yeah,
And at the time, she was already well known, but not as well known as she became down the line. Because
that.
down the line, I didn't even make the connection until years later that it was the same person. Because then she started to cross over in America, and she did quite a few, very interesting projects in America as well. So yes, so I had the pleasure to meet one of your goddess, and and yeah, so it was a real privilege.
Yes. How was working with Blessy sir? Because I know it was one big time you had with him. How was that be?
Uh, with Blessy, I mean, it was all sweet. I mean,
A very
you know,
calm
I've
person that whatever I know is a very
huh?
calm, silent, very really spiritual kind of person who talks very less, very minimum, but his vision is
Yeah,
something great.
no, he doesn't talk at all.
Yeah.
If he speaks, he tell you one word, you know, one word or maybe two if you're lucky. But he's very precise with his choices of words.
Great.
And it was a great experience, to be honest with you. I mean, listen, I've worked with very talented directors throughout my career,
Mhm.
in Hollywood, in France, in Europe. But working with Blessy was a different kind of experience because uh, based on the story that he was telling and based on the person he was, I felt like a special inner connection with him, like almost like a spiritual connection with him. And I think he carries that with him as well. The way he speaks, the way he walk, and you can see that as well through his work. So, so with him, as I said earlier, I complete trust. Whatever he wanted me to do, most of the time I'll do it unless I had a real objection, and then we'll have a conversation about it, and then I can maybe offer something different than what he had in mind. And sometimes, he will buy it, but otherwise, yeah, when you deal with someone who has so much clarity in what they want, it makes things a lot easier. You know, he knows how to direct an actor. He knows how to get his shot, and he's a real professional. So one of the best visionaries that I've worked with, and I really think that people are gonna realize that they're dealing with a huge masterpiece, you know, when it comes to the GOAT life. And I'm saying that based on my knowledge in world cinema, and not just because it's a Kerala thing. No, it's really a masterpiece worldwide. You know, everybody will be very impressed by the GOAT life, in my views.
And again, we have heard a lot about Jordan days and Indian days through Prithviraj and Blessy. Now, I want to hear from you. How was the Jordan days and the Indian days?
Well, you have to know that I'm only part of Algeria and Jordan. I didn't shoot in India. Shoot in India.
Okay.
Because they only find my character in the desert.
So
all my stuff was over there. Okay. It was an experience. You know, it was very, at times it was very traumatic. You know, especially in Algeria, because there is one particular scene that we had to shoot, and it was during a sandstorm. So here we are. We have all the machines, you know, trying to recreate a sandstorm, and that we can control. And on the day, lucky for Blessy and unlucky for Raj and myself, there was a real storm. And Blessy said, we have to shoot that. And can you imagine shooting in a storm, a real storm, and you have the sun hitting you? I can't see where I'm going. It's so dangerous, but it's so perfect on camera.
Oh my God.
Because you just cannot fake that. You know, I mean, there's no way the machines would have been able to give us what we got. So I remember that day was very difficult. It was a real struggle. But at the same time, you know, we didn't stop. We kept going because we knew what we were after. We knew that at the end of it all, we're trying to recreate the life of someone who actually has been through worse situation than that. And that was Najeeb. So every time that there was a moment of doubt, you just have to think about Najeeb, what he went through, and then you keep going, you know. So that was pretty traumatic. But when it comes to Jordan, fortunately for me, I was not stuck in Jordan during COVID-19 because I wasn't there then. So all the beautiful footage that you saw of them playing cricket, that's without me. Otherwise, you would have seen me kicking their butts.
Thank you there.
No, I wasn't part of that yet.
Yeah. Again, is there anything you want to tell to our audience?
I don't know. I mean, I can speak a lot. I can tell a nice story if you want me to. But no, I mean, really, it's a privilege for me to be here.
Let's not spoil that. Fun.
Yeah, really nice to be introduced to the Indian audience. I'm really enjoying your food. I'm really enjoying the Indian food. You know, I mainly eat vegetarian. And this is I mean, I'm having a real treat here, whether it's in Kerala, whether it's in Chennai, Bangalore. I mean, every single place that I've been to, the food has been excellent. So big up for that. And it's pretty. You know, I went to the Alipi backwaters. It's just unbelievable. Reminded me of Venice, but in much bigger. And different. I can only imagine a festival there. That would be great, you know, film festival down there. So no, really happy to be here in India, and hopefully I'll be able to come back. You know, hopefully I'll do more projects that will bring me back here. And yeah, I'll encourage everybody who's watching this to go and see the GOAT live. It's suitable for the whole family, the kids, the parents, the grandparents. It's a survival story. It's a human story. You'll all be able to relate. It's a real journey. Go there. It's a real experience. It's one of those movies that need to be seen in a big screen, you know, because it deserves it. Cinematically speaking, it's just amazing. Yes. The music, the sound, everything. So please go and see it. you won't be disappointed, for sure.
Yeah, so that's the Ibrahim for you guys. Anyway, thank you. Thank you so much, Jimmy, for joining with us. Just nice
Thank you.
having
It
you.
was
We
a
had a
pleasure.
great time.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed. It's over already?
Yeah,
Oh my
of
God.
course.
Okay,
We had
cool.
fun time.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, thank you.
Uh,
Thank you so much.
all right. You take care, yeah? Bye-bye.